All right, guys. We are here today. I'm sorry, I'm late. I know. I hear everybody yelling at me in the chat. It's okay. Uh, yeah. What's up, guys? Market's honestly gapping up today. We'll see if we can get some good stuff. So, the real question is, does the market continue its big correction from yesterday? I don't know. I really don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yesterday, the markets did bounce back some after the big drop. I'll call it a stabilization. Put the scroller up as well here. Ugh. Yeah, I hope it rises, honestly. The biggest problem people do with crashes is that they think they continue, and they don't always have to. Yeah, Nvidia at 104s. So Nvidia's doing all right. Dead cat bounce, maybe. Yeah, SPY at 522s looks good. Q at 440s. In terms of like economic data, I don't think we have too much, right? I think today we just have is this the bottom? I guess is the question. I don't think we have anything today. I think today we have trade deficit data, so like trade balance data at 8:30. Yeah. Oh man. 64 peeps. I don't recall seeing such a small number. I'm confused, Spawn. We started the stream up about 20 seconds ago. So, I mean, having 64 people here in 20 seconds, really now we got 120, and that number's going up and up and up and up. And so, yeah, I mean, yesterday we had like 1,000 people here, and so it's just, we started the stream up 20, 30 seconds ago, bro. Yeah, so we'll see. The market's got a chance to run. I didn't get a notification. Oh, sorry, bro. I'm late today, man. That might be why. We're going to hear two things today. Bull trap. Yeah, I think so. And staycation, but too many people are having air conditioning problems. Yeah, man. Crashed. Boom shakalaka. It won't crash. It'll rise. Dead cat bounce. Sell off. Everybody's mad at me for being late. Like, come on now. I didn't get notifications. Hit the bell button. What's up, Nicole? Spawn. Oh, I didn't know you were late today. Yeah. Yeah, we just started up, bro. So we'll be all right. You don't hear the music. Yeah, so I'm looking at the Nvidia chart. Nvidia's all the way back up to 104s. I gotta go get some coffee. SPY at 520s. The Q at 540s. So the Q has come back. Like if we look at the Q over a 10-day chart, this is the damage. The Q is only really down about $40 a share, a little bit over $40 a share, which, in the grand scheme of things, in a $500 stock, $40 a share is a little bit under 10%. And so it's down like 8%, 7%. But again, like you got to take the context here. I don't know if y'all can hear me as good as y'all normally can. Let me know if you can. I got to go grab a coffee in a second. But, I think the context that you have to take into account here with this market is that, the market is up 24% last year. So it's like it's never going to hold all of these crazy gains that it put in. Like if we look at the Dow as an example, we can put up like the Dow. What's the Dow symbol? I think it's like, is it YM? Yes. Okay, so the Dow under 40K. Dow put a pullback in. Let's see a longer term chart here. Yeah, so the Dow's been dipping pretty heavily as well. Here's the Dow. Here's the Q on the left. What's the Russell doing? I think people were. Here's RTY. There's the Russell. Russell's down pretty big too. So everything's down a lot. Okay, good. What's up, Scruff, Alberto, Anthony? Yeah, online is always on time. I mean, I think people still haven't really figured me out yet. I just started up at whatever time I feel like it, you know? Like I try to start it up at, if we got some economic stuff going on, I try to start it up at like 7 in the morning. But you also have to understand, I'm in Texas time, right? And so I'm an hour early. And so right now it is 7 a.m., you know, and it's 8 a.m. for you all, but it's 7:10, 7:08. When I get up in the morning on normal days, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm doing my best to get started, but like I said, I'm gonna get up whatever I want on vacation. You know, I got to get my sleep. I don't want to be a zombie all day today. You know, yeah, croaky. I mean, that's just me now. Super micro earnings today. Yeah, super micro earnings. I don't think we have any other big stuff this morning. Let me check. Yeah. I don't know if my yeah. So today we got Uber early in the morning. Uber already released. They posted beat. Is Uber up? Yeah, so Uber's gapping up. I got some English people. All right. There we go. The notification just popped up on your phone. Glad you're online. Dude, take the week off. I'm good. I like hanging out in the morning and watching. I'm gonna be up anyway. Y'all don't understand the, like, there's Uber. Uber had good earnings, gapping up to 60s. Looks good. Like, listen, when you get up at 5 a.m., 4:30 a.m. every day, it starts to become a habit in your brain. So, like, even if I want to sleep in, it's very difficult for me to sometimes. So I'm like, I'm up anyway. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm up. I might as well talk about the stock market for an hour and hour or two, get paid well for it, and, you know, go hang out with the family afterwards. It's a good work-life balance, really. So yeah, Caterpillar, another construction stock, came out with earnings today. They came in at 5.99 EPS versus 5.53, 16.76 missed revenue. Fubo dropped. Fubo beat EPS, beat revenue, but they still had a losing quarter. Celsius came out as expected. They posted better than expected revenue as well. We got nothing else really big, to be honest. All right, let's get rid of this. Exit out of some stuff here. So yeah, good earnings today for the most part, and I think the market honestly kind of needed it. Exit out of this too. Try to. Yeah, when you get used to waking up early, you're up. I'll be right back, guys. Just bear with me. Like, my wife gets this cold brew coffee, and like it's like this Mexican cold brew coffee. Honestly, it's so good, but it's so strong that, like, I drink a quarter cup of this, I'm like freaking, yeah. And so I'm gonna try not to drink this whole cup. I have the habit of just sipping coffee when I have it, and so I'm gonna try not to drink this whole cup. Yeah, so the big question is a lot of speculation, guys, on whether the Fed is going to announce an emergency rate cut next week is when people are speculating. Here's the other thing. Next week is CPI week, right? So next week we got CPI inflation data, PPI inflation data, a whole gang of economic reports, and I don't know, man. I think the market went down, and that's, like, you know, but I don't think it justifies an emergency rate cut. The only reason I think they might cut rates is because they want to cut rates anyway, because they're getting pressure. Because it's an election year, they want the economy to thrive and be stimulated, and so in that regard, they want to cut rates, and I think they're going to find a reason to. Squeeze up and then a continuation down today. Maybe. We'll see. Let me do a poll. See if we can. Does the market crash or correct today? Again. That'll be the question, right? This is market. Does the market correction continue today? It's going to be the question, and we'll keep it easy. There you go. Does the market correction continue today? Let me know. Vote on the poll. It doesn't. I think people overreacted. Yeah, I mean, okay. Again, I'm going to say this again, right? I said this yesterday a lot. I'm going to say it again today, okay? What people have to understand is that the bad economic data that people are saying, oh, the market's crashing because of bad economic data. That data came out Friday, and the market was flat afterwards. It's not like the market just had some big crash from the economic data, which was higher unemployment and lower payrolls. Still, though, even that data, like one bad report shouldn't cause a market crash, right? And so the market crash, I'm not going to say it had nothing to do with the bad economic data that we had Friday, because I think bad economic data is kind of inevitable. Like sometimes you're going to get bad data, sometimes you're going to get good data, and sometimes it's bad. But I think the market crash is almost certainly because the Japanese yen coming down a lot and falling after their rate hike. They raised rates, the Japanese yen in return fell, and that fear drove our major correction yesterday in markets, right? That's what happened probably. And then Japan bounced back, and then our markets are back some. Nvidia is probably the stock you want to pay attention to today. Again, Nvidia is what leads the whole market. Usually it got back up to 105s, 106. It bounced exactly at $100 a share, which is good to see. And yeah, we'll see if it continues. Yeah, 100% Rick. All right, my first sip of coffee this morning. I think if you just sip it, it's not that bad. Nvidia didn't bounce at 100. I bought a few shares at 91 yesterday. Yeah, no, I know Nvidia. When I started the stream up yesterday, it was at like $90 a share. So really it bounced at 90. I was mostly referring to this little bounce right here. So sorry. And then this right here. So this is the bounce I was kind of referencing in pre-market. This little guy. But yeah, it's up. It's not up a ton. It still could be very weak, and you got to just be very careful with Nvidia. We're watching it though. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Watching this at 39K. Again, the Q at 440s. Q's trying here. That market is not doing amazing by what Bloomberg said, according to Melanie. Yeah, maybe that makes sense. Yeah, I'm on vacation. Just a heavy correction. Honestly, I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. I think the correction's kind of necessary. Nvidia's up ridiculous percentages. The whole market did 24% last year, and then did another what? Like, what did the market do this year alone? Let me see if I can eyeball what percentage it is. But again, the market did 24% in the S&P last year. The Q, and then this year, the Q, as an example, is up from 400 to 500. Right? Yeah, so 25%. No, is that right? Nasdaq up 25% this year as well. All right, so it was at about 400 at the open, start of the year. It It went all the way up to 500. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, so just to put it in perspective, the QQQ did what last year? I gotta look at last year's data. Here's 2024. Q was at about 400, maybe a little bit higher, but around 20% this year as well. Here's 2023, 260s all the way up to 4s. So yeah, Nasdaq tech heavy base stuff did crazy percentages, and then did 20+% in 2024 as well. Like, a pullback is necessary. We're still very green on the year, but nothing is gonna, those big bull markets are great, but they never, like, they're never a for sure thing, and a correction is always necessary sometimes. If we go up too much, especially with markets, like, we have two options, right? We can have a dot-com crash-esque scenario where we crash and downward trend and have a bear market for years, or we can minorly correct, stabilize, and go back to business as usual. I would prefer, of course, the minor correction, stabilization, and then the business as usual, but nobody freaking knows. Maybe we crash. I don't know. Crashes, I've been through them. I will be through them again. And everybody's going to have to deal with them sometimes. So crashes are inevitable. They're going to happen. The market always goes up when there's this much bearish sentiment in chat. Yeah, it's because they're getting squeezed out. And again, like, it's an election year, right? So this is music to a lot of people's ears, like, this is music to people's ears, right? Like, people are getting told, oh, the country's in a bad spot. The country's in a bad spot, and like political marketing. And so anything that can confirm, confirm that, they're gonna jump in on, right? And again, I'm not even saying it's not true. I don't know. I'm super anti-political. I'm very neutral. I go by policies mostly, and I dislike all of them. But yeah. Again, we could crash. Again, if we crash, it's going to be mirroring .com crash scenario, and I hope it doesn't I hope we don't, and if we do, I hope we don't downtrend for that extended period, because after the .com crash, when the internet boom happened, we downtrended for half a decade. That's the longest bear market most people here would have ever seen. So, I mean, we should all hope it doesn't happen, despite anything else, any other bias. Later. So, is there an argument? Just my 2 cents. Should a recession take place, it will be held until right before, right after the election. But I believe the Fed can keep us afloat for now. Yeah. Minor correction. AI crash. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Crazy percentage. Yeah. Rivian earnings this evening. You're correcting who? Me? Oh. It's the opposite with the end. You keep saying it wrong, I guess. Yeah, so do you mean like the yen pushed up and that caused decreases in equities? Past 2 years skewing the traditional annual return of the stock market. However, I think we see these long bear markets as a population of traders, investors changes the game. Right. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Sure. I might have said it wrong. You think we drop more? Ooh, I really don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know what we do. I'm here to cover it like I always am, but I really genuinely have no idea what we do. Like I said, I'm on vacation. I didn't watch the market after the close yesterday. Like, I'm trying to give my kids a good time. My kids are here, like, they're here with their cousins. Like, I'm trying to give my kids a good time and let them chill and have a good time. I mean, we could drop more. It just depends. I don't think it's predictable in that way. You know, like we could. Everybody wants to make a prediction, but I don't think it's really predictable. Some people might be right, but I don't. I think it's a coin flip what we do right now. I think a lot of it depends on what Nvidia does. To be completely honest, you know, despite the implications of the Japanese yen and all that stuff, I think Nvidia is still kind of the leader of the market. And if Nvidia comes down, the market's coming down. And again, honestly, I foreshadowed this months and months ago. You know, we had a lot of people predicting it crashes. And to be fair, I told people I didn't think it was going to happen. But I told them it could, right? And I think when I said I didn't think it was going to happen, I even told people that might be the confirmation bias in me. Like, I just want to confirm what I don't want to happen to not be true, right? So confirmation bias. I want to confirm what I want to happen to be true, and what I don't want to happen to not be true. But again, digressing back to the point, what I said was that the biggest scenario in which we could get a major crash or correction is where Nvidia starts to turn. If Nvidia starts to turn and come deep under, and I think the numbers I gave were like $90 to $100 pullback, that can drag the whole market into a major correction or crash. And again, that's kind of what we saw. You know, it's to be fair, it's kind of it's a hard tell, because we don't know whether Nvidia is following everything else down or whether Nvidia is kind of leading the pack, so to speak, in terms of price action. What do you guys think? Do you guys think stocks are following Nvidia, or do you think Nvidia is just coming down in like parallel with all of us, all the other stocks? People be hanging to your streams for directions. Yeah, but I always tell them I have no idea. You know, one of the reasons my channel got big is because I tell people I have no idea what's gonna happen. You know, like I might tell them my bias or my like opinion on things, but I'm always like prefacing it with, "Hey, I have no idea what's gonna happen." Nobody does. You know, everybody wants to ask me, and it's fine to get my bias. We all have biases, and I might be right or wrong, but nobody freaking knows. Subscribe and like. Thanks, Steve. Smash the like. Yep. I think Nvidia is getting the most volume this year. Nvidia does whatever it wants. It's special. The CEO just delayed Blackwell. Yeah, for sure. The earnings this month. So this month we have a couple things. We got Nvidia earnings. Huge report. Nvidia earnings are freaking massive, right? We've got Nvidia earnings. We also have the Jackson Hole Symposium, Economic Symposium with Jerome Powell. That's a big report too. That's a big thing. We'll have thousands and thousands of people with me watching that one. So that's a big report. I mean, I don't think everybody, like, I think people say they know, and sometimes they're just dumb enough to think that they're getting it right. See, Saeed. Is it Saeed? I know a Saeed, but I don't know if you're pronouncing it the same. Anyways, yeah, I think there's some people who, like, I think it's technicals, right? I think a good example of it is like this, right? So say somebody has a short biased outlook, short term, right? Pun intended. But say somebody's short biased and they're watching all these crazy technical, you know, 8 to 12 crossover over, like, you know, like some of these work. I'm not hating on you if you use these, but a lot of them don't. But say they're using some super obscure crossover technical strategy and they're watching it and they're completely oblivious to like CPI coming out right now, like CPI dropping right when they're looking. They're completely oblivious to fundamental economic releases. They have no idea like anything. And say they're short biased and CPI shows up 30% higher than expected. The market's coming down on that report, right? And they might see this big bearish candle just destroy all the support underneath it and all this stuff. And so in their mind, they're like, oh man, my crossover works, right? And so, yeah, they're just, I guess you could call it Dunning-Kruger if you want. But again, it's kind of like they don't know enough to know how wrong they are about it. Like they don't know enough to know they're wrong, right? And they're just kind of like ignorance is bliss, I guess is the best way to put it. And so you got a lot of people like that in the stock market for sure. Definitely, I'm one of them. I'm definitely top 3 dumbest, smartest traders in the world. But still, I use the volume weighted average price, the 200 EMA, volume, you know, a couple other things, support and resistance, trends. Honesty is a good policy. Yeah, I mean, I try. You know, I try. I try to be honest where it counts, you know, where I tell people I don't know. I tell people I'm not an expert. I'm not even claiming to be good. I tell people I trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. I'm not even claiming to be some super guru trader. I tell people I'm not going to sell a course, and I don't. So I try to be honest where it counts. I try to be honest in the ways that I would want to watch somebody. If I was watching somebody, I'd want them to do those things. Where's the poll? Poll is 50-52, bro. Kind of shows bears. This is bears versus bulls is what this is. Like, you want to know why my poll is like pretty split down the middle? It's because we got a good mix of like bullish traders versus bears traders. I'm sure the bears traders want to prove me wrong in here. Like I am like their enemy. I'm like Al Capone to the bears. You know, they're just wanting to prove me wrong and say, haha, you know. So we got some of them that just watch the stream probably with the sole intention of proving me wrong in my bullish sentiments. And then we got another group of bullish traders that are probably kind of like me in that they want the market to go up, you know, and they're skeptical of flash crash predictions. They're skeptical of people predicting a crash every other day is probably what I should say. Good morning, John. Multiple destination vacay. What's up with that? What do you mean? Dude, I'm in Florida, bro. What do you mean multiple destination, dude? I haven't left the same spot. Like I've been here. This is where I was yesterday. Like I was in Michigan like a month ago, but it's summertime. I'm traveling, you know. Like, listen, what's the point of being able to work from my underwear if I got to stay in the same place all summer? You know, like I might as well go out and see the world, stream from pretty cool places. I'm at the beach right now. Yeah, I'm on vacation. I bark at both of y'all's. Yeah. So what's your personal feeling about what's going to happen today or the rest of the week? I think the volatility is crazy, crazy high. And so I don't know what's going to happen. I think the potential for craziness happening is higher today. Certainly higher. I think the potential that crazy stuff's going to happen, I think it's up there, right? I think the potential is high. I think crazy stuff, crazy-ish, could happen, can happen. You want to watch for it happening. You probably want to limit your size unless you're taking some like inverse trades where you're trying to attack big moves on the upside or downside. Do whatever you want to do. Not an investment professional. Don't copy me. But I think the volatility is high. Where's the VIX? Did the VIX come down a little bit today? So here's the Dow. I'm curious about the VIX. Yeah, the VIX decreased, but the VIX was up. Look at the VIX. Look at that spike. Crazy. We look at a weekly chart. You know, the last time the VIX spiked up to levels like that was 2020, like the flash crash of 2020. Now we stabilized back down to earth pretty fast. And so I think the VIX being here is an optimistic thing. I think the VIX decreasing as much as it did. Now, like average volatility still high relative to average, I mean. But it's better that the VIX dropped over 50% back down to where we are now. I think it needed to come back down. The volatility was ridiculous yesterday. And again, I get it. People, money signs like show up in people's eyes and people get ready. And maybe that's okay, but just be careful. I tried to tell people this yesterday. I'll tell them again. Just be freaking careful. Like, protect your account. That should be the end all be all. Protect your account. You know, if you're like me, you made some money over the last few years with these gains in the market, and protect those gains, right? I liquidated some stuff yesterday, and maybe I'll buy it back on pullbacks. I don't know. Yes, Larry. I think it always does, right? Specifically with like oil prices and stuff like that, as well as just like general fear, Larry. But yes, I agree. I think it does. Margin calls are wicked, completely unfair. Yeah, but then don't use their money. Like don't use the broker's leverage. Like that's all it is. Like don't use margin. You know, like I have like my account's got some money in it, but I don't need to use it. Like I only use margin to get instant settlement. Like I don't use the buying power they give me almost ever. And so, you know, I might actually short the Q today. I think I'm going to short this. There's 100 shares short of the Q. This is just a longer term trade that I'm playing with. We'll see how it goes. I just think the market's going to come back down a little bit today. I think we rebounded. I think we dropped and then we rebounded back. And so I think think we corrected back a little bit, but I think we're gonna continue to at least pop down. I'll take some profit pretty fast on this trade, though, to be honest. All right, but yeah, we're short. This computer sounds like a freaking rocket ship. I'm gonna get rid of Epic Pen too, because I don't think having all this stuff up is good. I'll get rid of this too. There we go. All right, so we're up. We'll take a little bit off. Oh no, man, dude, it bounced as soon as I said that. It bounced. It's all good. We're up. We made some money though. It looks like, so that's good. We're up about. I'm gonna add this right back. We got 150 shares. We'll take 75 share increments. There we go. All right, we're gonna hold the rest. We'll hold on to 50 shares still. Let's see if this works. We're in it. It's volatile. $28 million in margin calls. Ain't no way I'm trading anything technical. There's a head and shoulder. This isn't futures. No, this is just stocks. Right. So this is not futures. This is just stocks. This is the ETF. I'm just trading the Nasdaq. This is in futures. You could trade the same thing on the left side, right? In futures, you could day trade this. It's called the Nasdaq. It's called NQ. The Nasdaq 100 is what it is. Where's Apple and stuff like that at? Where's Apple, Tesla, Walmart, and stuff like that? Down. What happened to Apple right here? Apple was one of the ones that drugged the market back up and kind of saved the market. But man, what a big drop in Apple. What about Tesla? Is Tesla under 200 still, or is it over? I haven't looked. It's right at 200, right at that big psych level. Might actually short back into this too, by the way, guys. But I'll let it sit. Tesla's up there. Yeah, the whole world's kind of crazy today, to be honest, man. All right, so we're at 150 shares. We'll probably get up to 200 here. Get a fill. I didn't really get a fill. Boo. Yeah, I was gonna get. I got 200 shares now. I just think we're going to correct back down a little bit today. I don't know if we're going to hold down there, but I just think we're going to fall. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't mind risking and playing with some money, but could be a head and shoulders. We got this level here too. Sure. There we go. I just got to get a good fill here. Let me see if I can buy the bid. All right. All right, we're up $50 here, which is not bad. We got what we wanted. We'll play a little bit more. All right, we're up $50 still. I'll cut it. I wanted it to be a longer term trade, but I think when you're up, when I was this correct about it, I'll take it. All right. Chad, I tried using your book reading strategy on GPT, and I'm finding that it is getting the summary wrong when I go back and read the chapter. Really? I mean, I think you got to just... Okay, so when you know it's doing it right, it'll start reading the book, right? It'll show you it's reading the book. It's not perfect. Honestly, you kind of have to have GPT 4.0, I think. GPT 4.0 is the good one. It's the really good one. But it's not perfect. Like, I'm sure it's going to get some stuff wrong. But from my experience, it works very well. Very well. Is the jobs report this week going to make or break the markets? What jobs report? Pew, pew. Yeah, like what jobs report, bro? We got jobless claims, which is a weekly report that happens every week. And that's basically it. We don't really have anything else. Well, we did get I forgot, we did just get good trades balance. Came in at minus 73.1 bill versus minus 72 billion. So a little bit better trade balance than expected. If you don't understand the trade balance, basically, like importing things from other countries is worse. Exporting things and being like a manufacturer is better. So we would prefer to like output more stuff than input. To export more things than import is what I'm saying. Like we want the rest of the world to use our stuff, and we don't really want to have to use the rest of the world's stuff. Is the point of the trades balance, right? So, but it's still negative. Like we're still importing much more than we're exporting here in the U.S. And that number is very skewed negatively. Like it came in at minus 73.1 bill, but it's still better than the minus 72.58 billion expected. Or no, it's actually worse. I'm sorry. We are exporting. We are importing more than we are exporting. A little bit more. Unemployment came out Friday. Yeah, we got some earnings this week. Nothing really big, I would say, but we got some stuff. Yeah. Oh, we got super micro earnings today. Yeah. We got super micro. Yeah, the next big one is Nvidia, guys. So we got super micro. We got Rivian, Airbnb, Reddit, Win. Again, Nvidia is the big boy one that you want to watch. That drops August 28th at the very end of this month. Nvidia. The other thing is that Jackson Hole Symposium's coming out this week. Again, I'm telling you, it's a big report. The Jackson Hole is like a huge economic symposium that comes out. Yeah, gold. I heard gold was falling big here. Tesla's still at 200. Here's gold. Gold down. I mean, but see, you got to take context. So gold's down. Look at gold's massive drop short term on the trade balance data. This is from trade balance data. And again, this isn't good, but you got to take context. Here's a weekly chart. So you got to understand gold was breaking lifetime highs prior to this. Gold broke lifetime highs last week on the 29th. So like gold was already, it's not like gold was in some really despair situation. Gold was up breaking lifetime highs over 2,500 last week. So gold can handle the pullback, and it kind of needs it, and there's probably some extension on the upside too. Hey, what's up, Casey? Yeah. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, chat. We appreciate the love. Thank you so much. But yeah, gold is down. Look at Nvidia start to pull back. So guys, Nvidia down to 102. So again, I think we're gonna get. Personally, I think we're gonna get red action today. I think yesterday might have just been a hiccup in the red action. I think today we might get it. At least in terms of like a balanced theory. All right. So what happened is that the Japanese yen experienced significant volatility, including a flash crash followed by a bounce. Bank of Japan maintained a low interest rate policy compared to the other economies where the Fed has been raising rates. This makes the yen less attractive to investors seeking higher yields. The yen has traditionally been favored in carry trades due to Japan's low interest rates. And what that means is that like investors will buy it, they'll borrow and then invest in higher yielding currency. So they'll borrow the yen because it's cheaper interest wise, and then they'll use that to invest in higher yielding things. Recently, as the yen went up, many investors began unwinding these carry trades to avoid losses since the yen was starting to gain value and it was less favorable for their type of carry trades. This unwinding in the yen contribute to huge volatility in the yen's flash crash, right? We also had mixed economic data from Japan, adding to market uncertainty. Bank of Japan decision to slightly increase rates and reduce bond purchases was intended to strengthen the yen and support the economy. However, it has mixed effects. Yeah. You got to think about it. Like people use the yen since they maintain a low interest rate environment to do a bunch of stuff, like to get yields on other things, but it's just risky. It's risky. Yeah, and basically like investors who had borrowed the yen to invest in higher yielding assets had to repay their yen denominated loans as the yen went up, causing a sell-off in a lot of areas to kind of like raise the necessary funds, if that makes sense. But yeah, the market crash was influenced by a huge rise in the yen price, which caused like fear, selling, panic. I hope that makes sense. I was locked out of my account yesterday after I left my house. I tried to log in my phone and accounts were locked. Ooh, that's a bad move. So what caused the flash crash initially before they unwinded their positions? Nothing. We didn't really have a flash crash prior to that. You know, like again, we had the economic data for unemployment and payrolls came out Friday. We covered it. We had thousands of people here. Like when non-farm payrolls and unemployment came out, we had like 2,500 people watching the stream, right? And so we covered it. You know, we were here when it came out. What I'm saying though is that the market didn't really have some type of big like the market. I think definitely went down from it, but it wasn't. Yeah, like look, here's the report. Let me make sure this is the right report. The non-farm payroll report came out Friday, so it came out on the 2nd. So yeah, the report came out right here. So it came out Friday. And so you can see here's Friday. The market really just didn't do that much. Like it went down a little bit. Here's where the data came. The data showed up right here. So it went down a little bit, but it's not like we crashed on Friday from unemployment and payrolls. Like we crashed because of the yen influence on things, right? Did the government sell bonds to try to strengthen their? I don't know if they sold U.S. bonds. I know they did a form of QT, like their form of QT, which is they sold bonds. Like they're taking a like what they like basically they took a hawkish stance. Like they were hawkish, right? So what does hawkish mean? Hawkish means you want to push for high interest rates to kind of stabilize inflation, right? Like if inflation's bad, what do you do if you're the big bank? What do you do? If inflation's under control and you want to control it and it's your job, you're the central bank, what do you do? Right? Most of the time what they do is they maintain a restrictive monetary policy, which means they first of all, they just straight up raise interest rates, which is what the Bank of Japan did. They did a rate hike, right? Which is a hawkish thing. They raised interest rates because they're trying to push down the economy to reduce spending, to combat inflation, and to help inflation. The other thing they'll do is, depending on what they're currently doing, is they'll reduce their balance sheet. So when they take liquidity away from those markets by reducing their balance sheet, the consequence is that there's less liquidity in those markets, there's less volume, and the other banks, the other supporting banks, end up raising interest rates to combat it, right? That's what happens as well. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing as well. I think when we read this, let me see. I'm pretty sure they said that they, yeah, I'm pretty sure they did a rate hike. So yeah, so investors sold off their U.S. positions, and that's what people fear. Because again, you got investors that, because the yen has been so cheap, to like interest wise, people use it to gain leverage to take other risks, but because it went from being very cheap to very expensive short term, they got nervous, sold their yen based positions, or they sold their US based positions that they were using the yen for, and then that flash selling caused the big downward pressure that we got. That's essentially what happened. Yeah, there's the Q. Watching it. Made a little bit on the Q just now. Watching Nvidia very, very closely here. Watching 102s, 100. There's a lot of support levels here that we could play with. All right. All right. All right. What else we got? I'm very green on today. It's nice to be green. Nike's actually back a lot today. Palantir is up. We got green on the Q. We are up on our T-bill position. Yeah. So today we're green. We like it. We'll see what happens. We got 45 minutes until the market opens. All right, let me catch back up on chat. Yeah, I heard a lot of people were having problems with TOS. I used to be invested in some other dividend stocks. I had awesome dividend and then just stopped paying them one day as the price dropped. But some political commenters were say, is this candidate for that candidate? Yeah, I mean, look, again, this is going to be music to people's ears. It depends on how wrapped up politically people get. And like, you know, some people are going to get really wrapped up politically to where they hate the current side so much that they want crashes to justify disliking them or whatever it is. And again, I'm not saying anything. I'm neutral, but I don't want the market to crash. I'll say that. You shouldn't either. I remember 2008. Like I was an adult in 2008. I don't, you know. All right. You think they're going to raise rates before September? I don't know. I think it would be a bad move. I don't think we need an emergency rate cut. Like, what justifies an emergency rate cut? You're telling me one report of. Here's the thing, though, right? Like, you got to understand the real context of it. The thing really is that I do understand it. Okay, so the job of the Fed is to avoid a recession, right? And it's kind of like picking up pennies in front of a train track, where you want to maintain a hawkish monetary policy for as long as you can without breaking things. But the longer you leave it, the more likely things are going to break. And with that context in mind, the central bank's job is to see the bad signs before it happens, and so we can avoid it, right? And so I think that's where the emergency rate cut is. They're going to argue that, hey, the signs are here, we need to start cutting to save the economy before it breaks. And I understand that. Like, I understand it. But I'm just worried about inflation spiking. I'm okay if we get a small rate cut, but I'm just worried about inflation spiking. Yeah, man. No one should want it, right? A lot of people, again, the way I see it is, you got a lot of day traders, right? A lot of day traders here, like they're coming from day trading. They don't really understand, like, what that all means. And so they're just coming from day trading and they like volatility. But you know, again, everybody should have a long-term investment account, right? The only people pushing for a crash are people who either missed out on the latest big bull run or people that don't have that at all. So they might not care as much either way. What do you think would be the last catalyst for the recession to occur? Another losing GDP quarter is generally a recession. Like, we have to have losing GDP for a recession, right? Without losing, man, look at me, I'm burnt. Guys, look how burnt I am. You got to have losing GDP for a recession. If recession's not, if GDP is not negative quarter to quarter, then we're not in a recession. All right, guys. Be ready, guys. Be ready. Yeah, I don't know Claudine. I'm not sure. Black Swan event. Yeah, nobody freaking knows. Yeah, let me see. Let me put myself up here too. All right. Again, gold down big. We made a little bit of money shorting the Q, but it bounced back. Best thing to do right now is uncertainty is whether blocking gains. I'm in Florida. Casey. Yeah, just be smart, guys. Like, understand the risk that we're currently in. You could take positions. I'm not discouraging you from trading altogether. You should just, whenever volatility is high, unless you have a really good plan unless you have a premeditated plan, like a premeditated thing that you've been building for the last few days, weeks, months, whatever, for this opportunity, sure, do what you got to do. Personally, I think it's smart to lower your sizing on days like today. I know that's not what's the fun thing. I know, I could just gamble away and get more views, but I'd rather just be honest. Just be smart, guys. The other huge thing that you got to do today, is to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't be greedy. Everybody's doing it. Just try it one time. It might feel good. Hit the subscribe button. Do it now. Market maker setting up for another bull trap. I don't know. We'll see. Again, I think we come down today. Personally, I'm personally bearish today. I think we had the red action. We had the rebound bounce. Like the psychology of it plays out where we had this huge red move, and then we had a bounce back pretty big yesterday. We rebounded. Optimism came back. And now I think it's going to be, personally, that's what I think. I might be wrong. Maybe the market just bull runs in everybody's face. I don't know. Just be smart. Oh yeah, dude. I'm definitely burnt. I should have known. Listen, I love my wife, but she made her own suntan lotion. I should have used it. She made her own suntan lotion. Here I am. SQQQ is a hedge. Biggest thing is to make sure you're securing profit as you get them. Yeah, for sure. Just take it when you can. Gold down a lot. Again, there's the SPY. We'll put the SPY up. There's the SPY. We are going to be day trading live at the opening bell, so stick around. Yeah, she's a good wife, She makes her own suntan lotion. I mean, hey. And I burn. I'm like, I don't know. My skin is actually a little bit darker than some of my other family, like naturally. But I burn. I just don't go out. I don't go out enough in the sun. Yeah, for sure, Casey, 100%, dude. Lobster. Yeah, I feel like one, man. Obviously, I'm just glad the hurricane didn't hit us. Freaking Debbie. Hurricane Debbie was getting close. We were going out to Florida, and, Hurricane Debbie was just lingering. Yeah. Put some Nair in there far. I'm ready to go back to jiu-jitsu today. I honestly miss jiu-jitsu. Honestly, and the last time I was there, like I have this training buddy that I train with, and he was new. He came in like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Good kid, athletic, like really athletic guy, right? But he was brand new. And so any brand new guy in jiu-jitsu, like I have almost a year of experience. So like he's getting beat, But last time I went to jiu-jitsu, this dude caught me with, and he had never tapped me before. Like we've been training. I probably tapped him like 40 times. He's never tapped me once. And you could tell he really like is, he's still at that really early stage where he's like, I just want to win. I just want to win. And I like winning too. But point is, this guy hit me with like, I took him down. He hit me with the most slick triangle, transition from the triangle to arm bar. And it was tight too. And it hurt. I tapped way too late. It caught me. And this dude punched the ground, celebrated. I celebrated with him. I was happy for him. I really didn't let him win either. Like he caught it. But then my coach gave him a stripe afterwards. So he got a stripe for tapping me, which is all right. I had to go get my revenge. Yeah, buddy, you there? Who is this? Yep, it's locked. Who is this? What? Okay. All right, you got clothes on? Huh? Huh? Yeah, it's all right. All right, you having a good morning, man? All right, bud. All right, dude. Love you, man. All right. You're burnt like me. Yeah, cash is a position. Yeah, dude. Debbie was coming. Please, I don't know if it's from my app. Each time I select an indicator from my favorite, it will tell me the indicator has been added to my chart, but check my chart, I won't see it. Yeah, I don't know. On TOS? Depends on what platform you're on, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I think right now is probably where the opportunity is. You just got to figure out what side it's on. I would just be smart. Wait. Yeah, I guess you're right. Online, it was technically a tropical storm. All right, guys. The Q at 438s, 437s. About 118 on the funded. Yeah, it's good to keep it small. It's probably the move to be light right now. In all honesty, it's probably the move. Uh, all right, guys. Let me pull Discord up. Hold on, I don't think I pulled it up yet. Let me see. I don't know whether I should do a day trading stream. You tell YouTube got their views back too, man. Honestly, running a YouTube channel, it's so weird how reliant you are on like your viewership. You know, I mean, it's important. You build a business. You know, what's really hard with YouTube, what people don't understand is like people say I'm all like ego and braggy. Like most of my friends don't even know about my YouTube channel, right? Like I don't tell people about this channel. Usually, one or two things ends up happening when I do. It's like, hey, I'm on YouTube, and immediately they think I'm like Logan Paul going out there pranking people with a microphone, like, hey, you know, or they just think I'm just straight up unemployed. Either one of them is not good. It's not really a good, you know. Some people understand it. It depends on how old they are. Like younger people understand it for sure. But if you catch somebody like 45, 50, and you're like, hey, I'm on YouTube, you know, some of them are just not going to get it. How many minutes before today's news comes out? I mean, number one, you're acting like today we only have one news release. Like there is no. The market opens in 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes the market opens. So we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, I'm trading funded futures, Casey. So John, funny story. My mom's name is Debbie. I've got an Aunt Debbie. You know what news? Yeah, we don't really have much. I'm just trying to see if the market corrects or crashes today. That's what I'm looking at. What's up, Jose? Good morning. Good morning, kind sir. At least I'm great today. I got a couple done. I got one where I'm up thousands on that I still gotta. Again, I don't really need the money or I didn't really need to get funded, but I want to take a withdrawal just because you know. But again, I could show you it. I've got a couple. Um, yeah, yeah. We don't have any much economic news or anything. Yeah, John, you got real friends over the internet too. Yeah, I know I got a lot of like good people here, you know. But again, I'm not the type to like, you know, I'm not the type that goes up to my friends and tells them about my YouTube channel. A lot of my friends have found it, right? Which is how I know like my channel's not small, you know. Is because I've had a lot of people that have found my channel. And I think I look a lot different than I did when I was young, man. I was looking at pictures when I was young. I was skinny, dude. I was like 120 pounds. Look at Nvidia started to bounce back. Nvidia started to bounce back. It's at 103. I got some really old pictures y'all would find funny. Balance of trade was weak. Yeah, we came in a little bit worse than expected, which means that we're exporting a little bit more than expected versus the ratio of imports versus exports is a little bit worse, meaning we're exporting more, slightly worse than expected, but we're still okay. That's how much I weigh, $120. Yeah, but if you're like 5'10", 5'11", I don't know how tall you are, but I weighed way too little for how tall I was. I'm not super tall. I'm not even claiming that's like really tall. I'm just saying I should have weighed more. I didn't start gaining weight like when I was 17, 18, 19. I was a teenager, right? I looked young, and I was a hard gainer, meaning like it was really hard for me to gain weight. I only started gaining weight, honestly, once I had kids and I stayed home and I started eating snacks. That's when I started gaining weight. But up until then, whenever I was out trying to, yeah. So you're probably pretty normal size then, in that regard, Casey. Like you're good. Like, but if you're 5'10", 5'11", and you weigh 120 pounds, then it's too skinny for me. We got a rain out of Debbie. My front yard looks like a lake. Yeah, I think that's a stereotype for sure here, Matt. Which is really kind of ironic because, never mind. And again, I'm English, right? But my last name's London. My ancestors come from Great Britain, I guess. But a lot of negative stereotypes around the U.S. I mean, considering that, like, we were originally a British colonies here, and then we basically were like, hey, we're not going to pay taxes to you anymore. Great Britain. Yeah, I mean, if I was Britain, I might be kind of mad too. But you got to get over it. That was hundreds of years ago. It's time to move on. Yeah, for sure. I definitely filled out as I got older. I'd rather be tall and light versus short and heavy. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if I've just gained some weight or like what. Like Carol showed me this picture that we took, and I don't know if I'm like, I don't know if dude, I haven't been going to the gym that much. I'll have to show you this picture. But to be honest, I'm looking a little thick in the picture. Is the nicest way of saying it. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll be right back. But yeah, we got 25 minutes, guys. 25 minutes. We're going to be day trading. We're also going to be trading on TOS on Thinkorswim. Anyway, again, big watches are Nvidia, the SPY, the Q, the Dow, the Russell. We're watching all of that stuff today. And I think it's important to watch gold, watch the dollar index. A lot of people, if you want to see more, like watch the yen, see what that does. You should be watching a lot of different things. 150 pounds is probably fine, Ryan. Like, you're good, bro. Like, 150 is fine. I weighed that for a while at about that height, too. So, like, 150 pounds is fine. You probably should. It depends on how much muscle is there. Right? But you're good. Live however you want to live. Be how you I can't judge anybody. Like I said, when I was 5'10" at like 18, 19, 25, 11. Grew a little bit when I was like 17, but I was like 120 pounds. It was hard for me to gain weight. They say you could drink a gallon of milk a day. I tried that. I'm freaking lactose intolerant. I can't do it. Yeah, I don't drink soda at all. I think most people that can't gain weight, it's usually stemming from a bad schedule, right? Like they're not dedicating enough time to eating, and so instead they are just skipping meals. And a lot of the time they're resilient. Like I remember I just wasn't thinking about eating meals much. But eventually I got it. Like once you have kids, you settle down. They start getting a bunch of like yogurt snacks that you eat on. You start gaining weight. I couldn't do that. All right, guys. Market opens up soon. We got 23 minutes. Yeah, for sure, Lolo. That's probably true. Lifting weight's good, man. It'll get your metabolism going. Like it'll strengthen. Like you just, it doesn't take a lot either. Eat more and you'll gain weight. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Tomato. That's how it goes. Hey, what's up, Daphne? I want kids just for the yogurt snacks. Honestly, they had some fire yogurt snacks. They were just good. My wife used to get mad at me. Like I'd raid the little kid pantry section, just eat all our food. Some of it's good though, and it's kind of healthy at least, hopefully. But yeah, there'd be a dead cat bounce. I don't know. You don't think we got a dead cat bounce yesterday? You don't think that's what we had yesterday was a dead cat bounce? I think we at least got a small one. Yeah, but for me, K, that wasn't it. Like I could never take ADHD medication. I never liked it. I'm always the type that like I have ADHD, so I like getting excited about things. Like people with ADHD have like a hyper focus and a hyper excitement, like adrenaline spikes and like hyper excitement over things that they're genuine, like over things that I'm truly passionate about and interested in. I can get really amped up and really excited, and I like that. If I take ADHD medication, I literally just sit on the couch and I just sit there. I don't really get excited about anything. I'm just kind of sitting there. And I don't know. It's just not as fun. So I never could take it. It stopped. I couldn't eat or sleep on it. I just didn't like it. Never took it. All right, guys. Q is sideways. SPY is sideways. We got 20 minutes, chat. 20 minutes. Does the market bounce back today? Let's look at our poll. So our poll, again, 600 plus votes. 56% think the market correction continues today. I'm going to end this poll and we're going to do another poll. Does the Fed do an emergency rate cut? Does the Fed do an emergency cut next week? Yes or no? Vote on the poll. Does the Fed do an emergency cut next week? It's an interesting thing. Like, again, the Fed's job is to catch the economy before it breaks. And yes, we had bad payroll numbers. We had high unemployment numbers. But I don't know if anything's breaking yet. The volatility that we got over the last 2 days was from the yen. And again, if you don't understand that trade, we'll go over it again. The yen, the Bank of Japan has a dovish policy most of the time. They're very dovish, low interest rate environment. A lot of investors will use the yen to buy up a little bit higher risk assets. So they'll use the yen to buy up US-based assets and investments because of the cheap access to it. It's cheap. You get low interest. It's cheap. And so they're using that to buy up other stuff and investing in it. Well, the yen ended up spiking over the last few days. The Japanese yen spiked over the last few days. The Bank of Japan also did a rate hike. They maintained a little bit more hawkish stance than they used to. And these things caused the yen to spike up. The yen spiked. People panicked. And so everybody that was doing the trade that I just talked, the type of trade where they were using the yen to get cheap leverage, everybody that was using those trades in the U.S. to buy U.S. assets got scared on the spike and ended up selling, right? And when they sell, it caused this domino spiral snowball effect in equities and markets, right? That is the flash crash that we experienced yesterday. That's what happened. The yen spiked. People holding investments backed by the yen because of the cheap access to money ended up panicking and selling and causing this massive downward spiral. We also had Nvidia fall, a brutal drop all the way down to 102.70s, a big decrease in the Nvidia chart, in the SPY chart, and the Q chart. Gold decreased as well. A lot of this stuff is still up huge on the year. So most of these things are still up big on the year already. And so, it's not like we're blood red or it's the end of the world scenario. We're still pretty green on the year and almost everything, with a few exceptions. And so I wouldn't really call it's the end of the world yet. I don't think the sky is falling yet. I think today's important. And again, I think we're probably going to get bearish action personally. Personally, I think we might downward negative trend. Because I think we had the flash crash from the yen. That mixed with bad economic data Friday caused bearish sentiments, and I think we ended up bouncing a little bit, dead cat bounce, whatever you want to call it, yesterday, rebounding some back from the massive drops that we had, and now I think just in terms of like balance is the easiest way to put it. I think we come back down a little bit today, but I might be wrong, and who knows when or if it's going to happen. What do you guys think is going to happen at the opening bell? Do you think we go up or down? It's kind of like their spy, Blaze. Um, Interesting, Vincent. I'll try it. And of course, you're gonna have people who like this is kind of like music to their ears, the crash. But again, a lot of these guys have been calling a crash since back here, you know. And so a lot of people have been calling a crash since way back here. So like we're still way above that. And again, I don't know if we crash or not. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. The SPY is at 520s. Nvidia is at 103s. I think you got to watch Nvidia. I think Nvidia is a good lead into what might potentially happen. So yeah. We'll see if we flash crash at the open and what happens. Chad, be ready. Yeah. Also, if you want to help your boy out, check out Apex. Apex is a funded account program in futures. They give you a demo. They test your skill with the demo. We're going to be trading on an Apex account today as well, and our regular account. But what Apex does, it's the best of both worlds. Almost all day traders are going to lose, right? It doesn't matter who you follow, what course you take, who your mentor is. You're probably about to lose your day trading account, your first couple at least. And you kind of have to lose. It develops risk management. It teaches you how to lose risk parameters, all that stuff. But most day traders end up losing thousands when they first get started. I know I did. Almost everybody I know that got started day trading lost thousands. It makes no sense to lose that much. Instead, limit your risk when you first get started. Try a funded account program. Apex gives you a demo, and they test your skill with a demo account first. You're still trading under pressure. You're still risking something. You're just not risking the massive amounts that most day traders have to do, thousands of dollars, to potentially lose on a very low probability of success, right? Instead, trade a demo account. If you pass the first one, again, the base one is only $30. If you check out Apex right now, the base one is only $30. If you pass it, you get 25K in funding with a 90% split. 25K in funding, 90% split. It comes with real-time data. And again, if you were going to pay for real-time data yourself, it's going to cost about $30. So the value is there. But if you pass this test, they give you 25K in funding, 90% split. They pay out hundreds of millions of dollars. You can see they paid out over $250 million since 2022. Great way to learn how to trade. And again, I'll put the link up. They are a sponsor of mine. They pay me money, and I'm biased for sure because of it. They pay me money. I'm biased. If they paid you money, you would be biased probably too. But if you want to check them out, I'll put the link up. Great way to help support the channel. Understand CFTC 4.41 hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. I can't guarantee anything. Nobody can. Not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Don't copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I might be wildly wrong. Again, I do trade off stream as well. You're not going to see all my trades. Check it out right there. I don't know, Paulo. We'll see. Are we going to bounce today? We asked people There we go. I'm here. I don't know if y'all can hear me now. My internet. Again, I'm at the beach. Uh, Time for a commercial. Hey, we're back. Um, yeah, we're back. Yeah, I'm on vacation. I'm sorry, guys. We'll day trade at the opening bell, but my internet ain't good. Um, Anyways, Nvidia's back up. Can y'all hear me? We good? Are we back? I'm here. I'm sorry. Leave the music playing. What honestly, what it really is my son is playing freaking Minecraft with his friend using up all the freaking data on the internet. So I'm gonna have to talk to him and tell him not to do it when I'm working anymore. But that's a different point. We're back. Let's get everybody. I mean, we got 400 people back still, so we'll hang out, and watch the open. You guys want to see the beach? AI return to you to us unharmed. Yeah. Y'all want to see the beach? Yeah. I'm gonna do this. My mic's not gonna work though. All right, so I'm gonna unplug it. I'm gonna carry you guys out with me. Hold on, let me get this set up. What happened? All right, there we go. All right, you ready? Yeah, I don't know. All right. Here, hold up. I'm getting it set up. Man, I am just messing up today. Not this camera. Bro, did my camera really not stop working here? Hold on, guys. I try to show you guys the beach, and then this is what happens to me. What a terrible idea! Like, look at this. Why in the world would you put a camera right here? Like, y'all can't even. I can't even bend down enough to see that. Um, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Hold on. Honestly, the layouts are kind of iffy too. Hold on 1 second. Hey, there we go. Sheesh, man. I'm trying over here. All right. Hey, we're here. I'm trying to show you guys the beach since you know. It did it again. Okay, there we go. We're back. All right. Bear with me, chat. Bear with me. I think I can get this done. Hold on. Yep. Yeah, listen, my other mic is off, so y'all are gonna see with the crappy mic. I should be streaming out here. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I should just be out here. Look, here's the actual beach.
the actual beach. All right. You know what, dude? I might come out here. All right. Yeah, honestly, if I didn't have multiple monitors, I would come out here. Yeah, that's cool, right? All right, let me get this set up here. Opening bell soon, guys. We got the opening bell soon. Let's get ready. All right, we're here. Show must go on. We're up. Look at the Nvidia start to spike. Nvidia at 104s. All right, guys, SPY at 520s. I'm from Louisiana. I'm from South Louisiana. Is my mic plugged in? Hold on. Oh.
Yeah. All right, so we're here. Can y'all hear me? Is the sound better? We should be back to normal. Honestly, though, dude, ever since my like StreamYard's acting all iffy. StreamYard's acting iffy. I guess we're just gonna have to stream like this because StreamYard's freaking weird. Here, guys, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. It's gonna pause the stream for just a second. Just a second. I will be right back. Literally be right back. I gotta refresh StreamYard. Just a second. Just a second. All right, we're back. All right. Now it's working. Cool. Yeah, we're here. That's better. All right, let me fix my camera. All right. All right, guys, we got a couple minutes left until the market opens. Again, I think we're going to get bearish action personally today. We'll see. Yeah, honestly, y'all are lucky I'm even streaming today. I'm on vacation right now, man. You know, so we're going to stream. We're going to try to day trade. We're up a little bit. We day traded this morning. Look at that rejection on the Nasdaq. Are people really mad I showed you guys my view on the beach? If you're mad about that, you're just unhappy in life, I think, you know. Yeah, Fubo reported earnings. You know, I just don't trust Fubo though as a company. You know, there's a couple of reasons I don't trust it. Fubo, the software is not good. As a programmer, like the software for Fubo is not good at all. Here's the problem. You could go search something on Fubo, right? And say you want to watch Angels in the Outfield, okay, as a baseball movie. You could type Angels in the, nothing's going to show up. nothing's going to show up. You literally have to type the full movie name just to get it to show up in search. The software is buggy, not good. I don't like Fubo at all as a company. I have Fubo. I use it. I don't like it. I don't think it's going to succeed. It's crappy software. They don't pay their devs enough. And so I just don't like it. How dare I stream on vacation and show the beach? I'm in Destin, by the way, guys. Perspectives. People are asking me. Yeah, Uber had good earnings. Market's about to open right now. Yeah, we were talking about kids' movies yesterday. We talked about Rookie of the Year, Angels in the Outfield, Heavyweights. All right, there's the open. Little Big League. I'm a baseball person. Little Big League. Anyways, there's the opening bell. We'll see if the market dumps. There's the SPY down to 518s on the day. We're watching the Nasdaq on the left side, the QQQ. Nvidia back up to 104 is trying to hold. Again, personally, I think we get bearish action. It's just kind of a delayed bearish day for me, I think, is what we're going to get. We're going to get ready to day trade too, but all right, hold on. All right, guys. We got kind of straight chop, though. Look at this choppy action on the Nasdaq. I don't even know if I want to mess with this. Look at this sideways action in the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's basically flat. Doesn't look good at all. Hey, thank you, Blaze. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. I'm going to short into this. A little bit too close to the open for me to play with, but I will add 2 contracts to this and see if we get some green. And I'm just getting punished here. We're trading with micro contracts, though, but it's probably not the right time to hold through this, so we're going to get out. We'll come back to it. Honestly, I thought we might get red action, though, but we are pumping up at the opening bell. I hope, honestly, even though I lost on this trade, I hope we just rip up at everybody's face today. I really do. 2 contracts, though. Let's see if we can scalp. There we go. Half. We'll add some more to this on the little retracement bounce. See if we catch it a second time around. Another piece off. We're only down $40 now. Now we're down less than that. Short this again towards the top. Oh, and then we give it right back. Fall. There we go. All right, we took half off. Trying to just build up a cushion right now. Getting some red pressure, but I think we might bounce back up in a second. So I'm going to cut this. We bounce back up. Ah, man, we missed the downward pressure. It's all right. All right, so far, Q popped up, SPY popped up, Nvidia popped up. If we retrace a little bit. Ah, dude, my short would have worked too. We're back in short. Yes. All right, we got 3 contracts here. Somebody knocking? Oh, all right, sorry. All right, sorry, I'm in a trade. All right. All right, well, we're green on the day slightly. I'm gonna get a couple trades in and then I'm shutting it down probably. Everybody wants to say I told you so. But again, what happens usually is that people put out really vague predictions and then like eventually one of them is going to hit, and then they only talk about the ones that are right. They never talk about what they're wrong on. All right, so we're flat so far. We're starting to turn. And I will say this though, we're really early, Jason, to say I told you so yet, rather. Yet. And again, you might be right, bro. But I think we're really early. All right, so we got 2 contracts here. There we go. Scalping this move. There we go. Up $70. There we go. All right, so we're up almost $100 just now. Attacking choppiness today. I think we're going to flush down, though, personally. Like I said, I think we're going to be red today, in my opinion. I think we're going to go red. In terms of just general, like, balance theory, I think we're going to go red. That's what my bias has been, mostly short, even though we pushed up a lot at the opening bell. Yeah, I mean, I just... Oh, well, that's good to know who you are, Jason. But I guess I'll tell you this, Jason. So, like, why behave in that way? Like, what are you, like, I mean, I get the anonymity of the internet, but, like, I don't know, man. I guess live your life, bro. But if you feel better about behaving that way, it's all right. Honestly, I can't tell who you are that got kicked off. Like, I can't tell which username you were. But there's the red action that we got. I'll tell you this. I definitely didn't kick you off just for thinking that we get a big drop in the market. I even told people we could get a big drop in the market. So if it was something else, I'm sure. All right, so there's the big flush. Again, what did I say, guys? I thought we were going to get red. It's still early, though. And honestly, we're at the bottom of the range. So part of me wants to buy this. But I'm going to short into it anyway. Just to stay consistent, and it worked. Boom. All right, we're out. Here we go. All right, so we're up $150 in about 7 minutes day trading the open. See if we can keep it up. Yeah, he definitely said something. I don't even know who he is, Blaze, but it's all good. Like I said, I get so many alt accounts posting stuff. All right, so there's the bounce back up. I'm going to switch to 1 contract here. If we get a big enough green candle, I will short this again, too. We need a big enough window. It has to be big enough. I think that's big enough, probably. 1 contract, though. We're keeping it easy. Tiny. I'm going to cut this. All right, so we just lost $25. It's all good. In terms of just balance, we look pretty choppy today. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to range trade today until we finally break. Yeah, this is the U.S. stock market. All right, so we got another big gain here. We're going to go and cut it. So we're up 170 on the day now. We've only had 1 loss so far out of like 5 or 6 trades. I hope you guys can see how you can gauge momentum. Like we've traded probably like 5 or 6 times. We had one loss. So we're running 80+%. We're only about 10 minutes into the opening bell too. Yeah, I don't think the drop's big enough. I just think we get red action today. I might be wrong though. SPY's kind of flat. Nvidia's down though. Nvidia's down to 102s. The Q is red, but it's choppier than like Nvidia. Nvidia looks red. And if this was, I would watch Nvidia on the bottom right chart because that's the sketchy one, Chad. That's the one you want to be. You just want to be careful with Nvidia. If Nvidia starts to dump, despite any other pattern, trend, anything, you probably just want to be smart and protect yourself. We're gonna switch to one contract here. Scalped it too. Little baby trade, up a couple $100. And then we're back down red. Watch Nvidia here, guys. I'm gonna put Nvidia up on the big chart right here. So here's Nvidia. Watch Nvidia right here. Nvidia's testing the lows of market open. Look at this. Give Nvidia crack lows. It's probably going to drag the Nasdaq down. All right, here's the Nasdaq cracking lows. Bottom of the range. Nvidia at 101.50s. There's the crack. Told you guys. You can read it pretty easily. I mean, it's pretty easy price action to gauge, to be honest. We're at 101.40s. All right, so we crack lows. Let me see what the chat has. The rest of the chat's doing. Yeah, looking at Nvidia down to $101 a share. Yep. I'm not gonna say I told you guys so, but I definitely told you all that, and I was right. I told you guys we'd have red action at the open. I told you guys Nvidia is what you want to watch. Nvidia's breaking down. Listen, I'm just the top 3 greatest and worst simultaneously traders of all time ever in the world. How are you guys doing today? Y'all red or green? We're about 15 minutes after the opening bell. Market's dumping down, as I said we probably would. It's just balance, right? Honestly, so many things can be predicted through simple balance theory, right? Like, what do I mean by that? I mean, okay, we went down really big yesterday, and then we bounced up pretty big, and that was the last thing we got. It was a pretty big bounce, like, throughout the day yesterday. You know, fears were paused, optimism reigned, and now, you know, we've been basically bouncing for the last day after a brutal drop in markets. And so what's the next balanced outcome? Red action at the open, selling at the opening bell, right? And that makes the most sense. And honestly, you would be shocked at how well that works in prediction. Just simple balance. It works well with inflation. It works well with predicting what like CPI or PPI or PCE data will show up as you're on stream. You're all good. You come say hey. Carol's burnt too, guys, but she's less burnt than me. I was telling them about your homemade suntan lotion. Yeah. Yeah. So Carol's burnt just like I am, kind of.
I think I forgot to put sunscreen on my face a little bit. Or I didn't spray it. You get it as good as I should.
I'm definitely burnt, but that's all right. Yep. So market kind of had a little flash crash yesterday.
Yeah.
And then it bounced back yesterday, and now it's down today. Yeah, she's actually not burnt looking at her.
No, my nose.
I'm pretty burnt.
My nose.
I'm burnt here. Like,
Yeah, you got. Well, you wore a shirt yesterday. We were out on.
I know, but my first day here, I didn't. Now I'm burnt.
Yesterday we
Like
were on the golf.
Like I'm burnt here. Actually, I'm not that bad. It's kind of, I can't tell.
You got some sun here and on your ears.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. I got pretty burnt.
You act like it came all the way back. I'm not acting like it came back at all, right? I'm acting like Nvidia was at 90. It's back up to over 100 now. And that's a rebound for sure. And again, like I said, I thought we were going to continue coming down today. I don't think we've dropped enough to bounce big yet. I think balance. And we might bounce back today. I don't know. I would watch Nvidia around $100 this year. But you guys know me. I'm just kind of trolling you guys a little bit. I genuinely have no idea what we're going to do. And I was just kind of lucky and correct about my downward pressure this morning at the open. It might not hold. It might bounce back a lot. The more like I shorted a lot this morning, but once we started to get down this much, I'm kind of stopping. I'm watching Nvidia very closely, and that's probably what you want to do. You want to watch Nvidia, watch $100, psychological milestone level. Traders react to it. It's confirmed support a bunch on that as well. So. What's your prediction on Tesla? I don't know, man. Tesla's a unpredictable thing. The market had a crash yesterday, then the market bounced back yesterday. That sums up the volatility. Next time, put on your wife's homemade sunscreen. I know, man. Listen, I should have done it.
Well, I put some on Jack yesterday and he didn't get too burnt. And he wasn't wearing like a sun shirt or anything. He did okay.
Every time we go to the beach, it's literally like clockwork. There's Nvidia bouncing right at $100, exactly at $100. But every time I go to the beach, it's like clockwork. I go to the beach, I say, hey, this year I'm not going to get burnt. Right? This year it's not going to happen. I'm not going to get burnt. And then I go to the beach and then I get burnt. Happens every year. How can you not watch Apple? I mean, I'm watching some stuff. I got 2 monitors here, but I'll put it up on y'all's screen so you can see it. Here you go. Apple down, Nvidia down. Again, tech down. They're all kind of moving with each other, but yeah. All right, baby. I'm not going to be here long. I'm probably going to close it up. Honestly, we lagged out this morning, and so where's huh? Yeah, I actually walked out there with my computer earlier. I showed him. Yeah. Yeah, sun's no joke for sure. Yeah, no, I feel you, Matt. Honestly, I don't go in the sun that much. I'm not like, yeah, I'm joking. I go on the beach a couple times a year, and usually I'm wearing sunscreen. Like I wore sunscreen. The sun, I just didn't relayer it. Is what happened. All right, baby. Oh wait, do we have any real coffee? Or here, wait for it. I'll come with you. Hold on, just wait. All right, so we're short. I want to break $200. There we go. We're up 210. All right. Hey guys, listen, I love you all. Again, we're trading on Apex. We're up a couple $100 today on Apex. We are up thousands, over $3,000 in this account is what we're up. And we'll be taking a withdrawal pretty soon. If you want to get limited risk to your day trading, and maybe if you're a good day trader and you don't have that much money, you can get funded in these accounts between 25K up to 300K. Again, the 300K account, again, they give you a demo. They test your skill on all of them. It's not just the 300K, it's on all of them. They currently have an 80% off sale. They are a sponsor. They pay me money. I'm biased. But they give you a demo. They test your skill with the demo account. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail the test, you only lose what you pay for it. The base one's $30 if you use my coupon code and link. And my link will always get you the max discount. Anytime you want it, get you the max discount. But again, on the base one, the 25K one, they're going to give you a 25K demo. You just got to make 1,500 without losing 1,500. Follow their rules. If you pass this test, they fund you 25K. If you fail, you lose $30 a month. It's not the end of the world. Great way, best of both worlds. Limited risk, 90% split once you're funded, and they pay out hundreds of millions of dollars to their traders. Since 2022, they paid out over $250 million. So check them out. Great way to help support the channel. Although, again, they are a sponsor. They pay me money. I'm biased because of it. But if you want to check it out, here's the link. I'll help, you can help support the channel here. And yeah, I appreciate the love. Thanks so much, guys. Again, I'm going to go back to my vacation. Hopefully the market does good today, regardless of how you feel. Even the troll who was on an alt account, Jason, it's all good. It's all love here. I hope you guys have a great day. Hopefully the market doesn't crash. Y'all be safe. The biggest thing you want to understand is that be safe today. Volatility, the VIX is still pretty high, I'm pretty sure. Also, there's the link if you want to check out Apex. You can use my coupon code. We'll get you the max discount always. But yeah, just be careful today. The VIX, the volatility is very high. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. I'm not claiming to even be good. Don't copy me. Not an investment professional. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. Not liable for any losses, and just be smart, guys. And again, the volatility, the VIX is high still. I would just be very careful. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good.